we're bringing on our favorites, the amazing, the most astute, studious, handsome too, I might add, one and only national and international chief, not only of the Soul Tribe, but chief of the world. He is a historian, a spiritual warrior, a soldier, a leader, a seer. God, what isn't he? And he's also the liberator of humanity. Help me, family. Welcome. All of you, help me welcome you. 700 people that are here waiting for him. Our amazing Chief Rod Pontiac. Hey. Hey, Steve.
What's going on, Dr. Kia? You know a whole lot of stuff that's going on in real time.
Yes, sir. Yes. It's so good to have you. Thank you, Chief.
Good to be here.
Yes,
so look,
sir. Okay.
Where you want to start at? You want to start with Maduro? You want to start with
What did your spirit tell you? Because there's so much going on. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, because you covered a lot of ground in the opening. Let's go. Let's start with Maduro.
Okay.
Maduro surrendered a week before the capture.
Okay.
But the whole what was so important about Maduro was the list. The list was the prominent political figures who was continuing the Iran-Contra affair.
Okay.
They talking about Donald J. being king, but nobody protested when George Herbert Walker Bush, by Senate Select Committee, declared himself King George I of the United States of America, and they agreed and signed off on it, and that's in the legislative bills.
Oh, okay.
The first person to warn us about it was William Cooper, and behold the pale horse. Right?
Yes.
So when he declared himself king, and he was ruling through his cat's paws. Bill and Hillary was his. Obama was his, and we already know G. Dummy was his. Right? So yes, he never left office when Clinton took office. We think he left office.
Right.
But he didn't leave office. Because that bill by Senate Select Committee allowed him to be the permanent president, not temporary. So they didn't protest when he did it, and they turned a blind eye to it because they was complicit. Because he was using them for the propaganda. It was him that had those 3 critical bombings happen. We only remember 9/11, but remember, in 5-year increments, right? The first World Trade Center bombing was in 89. George Bush was the president. Then the federal building was in 95, and Clinton was the president.
Okay.
Or the acting president. Because the G Dummy was still the president.
The G Dummy? What are you saying?
George Dummy, Herbert Walker Dummy Bush. I call both of them G Dummy, the father and the son.
Okay. Okay.
But he was the president during all of this, according to that Senate bill. They kept it from the public. Right. You gotta remember what happened to William Cooper. They shot him. They went and had a shootout with him.
I remember.
Because he knew that he knew they was acting and operating in fraud. Okay. And that there was a foreign occupying force, and he had took that oath to uphold the Constitution, and he believed in that shit. Look, the word emancipation don't mean what we think it means.
Oh, okay.
When they did the 13th Amendment, they didn't abolish slavery. It's right in there. Right? In the 14th Amendment.
Okay.
The 14th Amendment set the criteria. The 13th Amendment took private ownership of slaves from individuals and gave it to the corporate legal fiction.
I see.
Emancipation is to publicly transfer something from one domain to the next.
Wow.
They gotta look up the etymology of the word.
Okay.
Because we think emancipation means liberation or manumission. Right? Remember, when the ones on the so-called plantation do something good and a so-called overseer, master, get them their release, they call that meritorious manumission, right? Then we let you go because you did something of merit that warrants your liberation from these conditions.
Okay.
Right. So they have whole legal cases dealing with people who had been manumissioned by their captors. But you gotta remember, we under the understanding of a chattel slave system, and that's not what it was. It was the right to govern the spoils of war. When you were under siege, the people, especially the women and the children, is the spoils of war.
Right.
The wealth is the spoils of war. Why did they tell us all these Europeans came over here? For furs, for gold, for riches and wealth. But where they gonna get it from? We already here. Where were they gonna get it from? If we don't give it to them, where they gonna get it from? They gotta get it from us or make us give them access to the land in which we get it from. This is where the original get it from the dirt come from.
Oh, when they say I got to get it from the dirt, get it out the mud. Oh, okay.
It's a old term associated with mining.
I see.
Right. So when you say you got to get it out the dirt, that means you got to get it off the fat of the land. You can't go to the bank. We didn't used to feed our people through grocery stores and food stamps. We used to feed our people from family farms. We forget that part of the culture because they got us believing that working the farm was a slave system. It wasn't. Most of them was family business. That's how we lost all of the properties with sharecropping agreements. Because some of them was being shysted in business maneuvers with a foreign people that has nothing to do with the business of the land. They just started writing out paperwork called allodial titles and assuming their jurisdiction over our territory.
I'm not going to even mince my words here. I've been very polite and kind, but I'm really getting tired of everybody and their mama, daddy, brothers and sisters being on our land. They come on the land, they get the businesses, they get the resources, and they don't treat us kindly. And it's really reaching to a point where I feel in certain communities in my own city, it feels like a whole nother country.
That's because it's all being occupied by foreigners. Look, you used to know when we was living in our own element. All of the businesses, when you went groceries, the grocery store owner looked like you.
For real, yes.
When you went to get a car, the car dealer looked like you.
Oh, yes.
Right, and we fought to not have that. We literally fought to tear our community apart. We didn't know that's what we was fighting for, though. But in the end, it's the result that shows why Martin would say, I think I'd have integrated my people into a burning building. Because what you don't know sometimes going into a situation don't mean you're not going to learn something while you're in the situation that helps you figure out how to get out of the situation.
I see.
So your ignorance becomes your enlightenment that becomes your liberation. See, the speech from 63 and the speech from 68 is not the same. In quality, intensity, focus, and direct statements. And what happened in the middle was the great meeting. A lot of people got a lot of bad to say about Elijah Muhammad. But if it wasn't for Elijah Muhammad, half of us would still be, look, I was back in 83. My mama took me to Detroit to go visit Uncle Shelly.
Okay.
We were sitting in Uncle Shelly's living room watching it was either a Nightline or a 2020 special about people that were still working on plantations against their will in South Carolina on sweet potato plantations. They was catching people that was drunks in the street in the city, inner cities. While they drunk, put them in the back of a van and they wake up, they down there. But they can't, they say you can leave. But if they leave, they don't know the terrain. It's poisonous snakes down there. There's swamps down there with gators. You see, so you can leave. I can't protect you if you leave, but you can leave. It's all an illusion. Right? The systems that they was working on are falling apart because of the people that did the work before we be able to see the system. They did the groundwork to tear down the systems that was hostile to us or belligerent to us.
Mm.
We have to expose it now, because once we expose who we are and that we've never been confused about our position on the land, it's going to be some backlash. It's going to be other people that got lied to about who they is,
Oh.
that was being educated and trained that they was us and we was them, somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
right? But never knowing that just like we got lied to, they got lied to, and just like we got pride, they got pride too, right?
Yes.
So when these two packs, because what the pride boiled down to is a pack,
Mm.
right? Because you're honoring what you believe to be your lineage, your family, your pride, your pack, your clan.
Yes.
So tribalism starts to make you come up against these people. I don't say nothing about the people except for the ones that we know damn well he's a German, a Briton, a Yugoslavian, and he over here talking about he Cherokee. That don't fly with me.
Okay.
But the ones that got lied to, that they was brought over, their parents was brought over as servants and mercenaries. They don't know this though.
Right.
Because they don't know when the Moors got kicked out, who was they using in their military? Because they don't know the history of them in the Ottoman Empire fighting Vedics, people from Hindustan. They fighting people from Mongolia, the Khans. This is why you got a strong influx of Khan male Y chromosome in America.
Oh.
Okay. Then in the Khazarians was the original home of the Huns that was overrun and used as a homeland for the Batard Moorish offspring with concubines from foreign nations that didn't have birthrights. They don't have a right. They don't have a carry on birthright. Right. So these people, this is why you have distinct Asian features. You got Huns features in some of them, and you got Mongolian features in others of them. And then, not to mention that we was already marrying them on the West Coast. Most of us don't know about the China Road.
Mm.
And we was doing trade with the Chinese in what's today called Mexico.
Okay.
Right? This is where you get your chinos from. But most of them is the royal Afro-Mexicans is what they call them today.
Okay.
That was from the area. They took those as concubines from trade with China.
Oh.
So this is why you had those real dark ones with the straight hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they come from.
Okay.
Right? So they real dark Asian features with straight hair. But it's really not straight hair. It's really hollow hair.
Okay.
Right? Then you have the ones with the 7 and 8 ether, what we call the wavy locks. Right? And then when all of them, from the straight hair to the kinky hair, all wore dreads at different times.
Mm.
So you would see the dreadlock being the signature. Wasn't called the dreadlock. The dreadlock was the ones who came about under the Mau Mau rebellion in Kenya.
Okay.
The Mau Mau rebellion was betrayed by Jomo Kenyatta. Once the British put him in power, he gave the field location to the Mau Mau rebellion's headquarters to be air bombed by the British. Or was it the Italians? One of them, some Europeans. Right? So, but the Mau Mau rebellion is what popularized the locks as dreaded locks. And also they had a similar uprising in Jamaica, which gave rise to what was called in Jamaica the Natty Dread.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, the Natty Dread, because when you see them, They don't operate from the colonizers' position. They still at war with the colonizers.
Mm.
Right. Haiti finally won. There's not Haiti no more on the map. They went back to the original spelling when the people took power.
Oh, what's it called now?
Haiti.
Haiti. Okay.
Yeah, it's not spelled the same on the map. It don't start with an H no more.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, but that was because that was what the will of the people was.
Okay.
I was telling people a couple years ago, I say, when this has come to an end, Haiti want all of the children of Haiti to come back home to rebuild. I just seen a video about 10 minutes ago. I didn't get to watch it all. It was a clip on my Instagram of a Haitian gentleman saying, hey, we got to go back home now.
Wow.
He sounded the alarm. I don't know this dude from Moroccan, Iraq, and he don't know me. But he's telling them something that I said 2.5 to 3 years ago.
Okay.
What's going to happen when it's all said and done? Because Haiti is going to be on the world stage at the center of this.
Nah, I've never heard that. Okay. Okay.
I've been telling the people, watch Haiti.
Watch Haiti. They're the ones that they won their liberation, right? They're one of the only ones that could conquer the Europeans.
They were the first ones to defeat the colonizers.
Okay.
The second ones was the continuation of that fight with the wars of Chief Pontiac, ironically enough.
Ironically.
They say that Jean Baptiste du Sable founded Chicago. That's not true.
Okay.
Chicago was ancient. It's been on the map before Chicago was the name of it, but it wasn't called Chicago.
Mm.
Right? So we got all of these different renditions of the rewrite of who we are. The goal was to disassociate us from our link to the land. Because if we don't believe it's our land, we don't have nothing to fight for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when we know what it is, and we know we got the right to fight for what's ours, even though they say we wrong for trying to fight for what's ours.
Yeah, they do.
And then you got other tribes saying, I don't think you should fight that way. You should fight the way we want you to fight.
Mm.
And our elders left a clear-cut blueprint or oral tradition that cannot be overturned by paperwork.
Okay. What's that tradition? Okay.
The oral tradition is if you put something in the public domain for the scrutiny of all the tribes, if it affects all of the tribes, the chief has to put it in the public domain. That's what I've been doing.
That's what you're doing, yes. Absolutely.
Right? If you said that these people is not our real government, you have to show it to us.
Mm.
But you don't got to go around trying to convince nobody. Every person don't see it the way they want to see it. But if you show us the receipt, we can interpret it ourselves. You told us what you think it means. Now show it to us and let us see if we think it means the same thing.
Mm.
That's why you got to put it in the public domain. It got to be able to be scrutinized from more tribes than just yours. You got to be examined. So under the oral tradition, that preceded their legislated paperwork. You got to remember, all of their legislation is founded upon the doctrine of discovery.
Okay.
All of their enforcement of legislation is the enforcement of a foreign police state in a hostile occupied territory by belligerent forces. In other words, they don't belong here. But if they can convince us to let them stay here, it's just one problem. I already served eviction on their ass. So now they got to go.
Now, who is they? Who is they you speak of?
Let's talk about it.
This
is what's going to blow up in a whole lot of people's face. A lot of people came over for a drop of blood.
Okay.
A lot of these people that we think is crackers is passing. So when they start going through the birthright citizenship and they find out that they Uncle Joseph was a Negro.
A Negro.
And they found out that A. Lulabelle, she was one of them squaw ladies. Then they get their stake.
Okay.
Whoever didn't get their drop of blood, adios. But if they've been here longer than 100 years, I can almost bet you they got a drop of blood. That's what the whole Oscar thing was.
Oh.
Oscar and the Grammys was about seeing if they've assimilated they one drop of blood successfully enough to pass the pale face, but had a soul of one of us. Look at the statue of Oscar named after the guy who invented the format for the modern motion picture. Right? Now, the statue comes from Kemet. It's Ty.
Okay.
Ty is the one who molded man on the potter's wheel.
Okay.
Right? So when they say in Genesis where it say, and God formed man from the clay of the earth,
yes,
that's the story of Ty.
Okay.
P-T-A-H.
Oh, and people pronounce it Patah. I've been pronouncing it Patah. It's Ty. Okay.
The P is silent.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is the statue that is the Grammy statue. Because the whole thing was to clean up a genetically defective experiment that went wrong. That's in the Anunnaki tablets. That's when they was giving birth to all of these deformed creatures.
Oh.
So now what was the remedy was to give them one drop of Anunnaki blood in that text.
Okay.
That one drop of blood doctrine is the doctrine for the colonization of America. Look at the epithets that they have for America. The great melding pot. God's crucible. But what is God doing in this melding pot, and why do he need a crucible in the first place? Right? Because you had to clean up the birth defect. A lot of these alien species that look different was royalty where they come from.
Okay.
With the highest perfected genetics, and they came to give a drop of blood in order to give the ascension rights to the sentient beings deprived of the right to ascension. It's known in the esoteric world as the great debauchery. Somebody got to clean it up. Did nobody want to do it, so they had to figure out, how do you get us to clean it up? Okay. You got to take out the concept of big eyes and little U's. And nature got a way that it operates. If you push against nature, nature will push back. Just where eugenics was. The goal of eugenics was exactly 100% the opposite of what they told us it was. They was the ones who was watching the one drop doctrine be fulfilled. Right? And now, if you look at how they invaded us and the way that they raped the women first, before they made the standard of beauty look something different than us. And then told the ones who the defenders of beauty in women that he can't have one. So it's forcing you, it's reverse psychology.
Yeah.
But J. Rogers wrote, Nature knows no color line. Right? And what was the other one? Sex and Race. But he's considered non-academic, even though he got all his references there. Okay. Right. He also wrote 5 Black presidents in the early 1900s telling y'all this ain't what they've been telling us. Right. Then when the educational system is being used, Carter G. Woodson wrote The Miseducation of the Negro. This is how they win it. They training us. They're not teaching us. They're socially engineering how we maneuver and operate by mapping our traits, our character traits. And the ones that character is rebellion, them the ones we got to get rid of. We gonna either put him in prison or kill him.
Because the rebellious ones are the ones that are trying to get free or want to free the people. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, if you go to the Ghetto Boys album, Resurrection, Larry Hoover talking on there. And he say, see, the youngers out there, they identify with me because I'm one of them. He say the problem with the system is they keep trying. I don't think I should say that on. Just check out the Ghetto Boys Resurrection album, and you get what he's saying.
I was getting it. I was getting into it. Okay.
Yeah, but he was saying that basically because he won't stop moving while they trying to abuse him, they calling him rebellious and they keeping him in prison.
Mm.
See, Larry Hoover is not in prison. He never went to prison for an actual crime that he did.
Okay.
So they charged him with accessory to murder. But the law that he was in there under was called the influence law.
Mm.
It was part of the COINTELPRO. So when they charged his co-defendant, who's been out since like 91, 92, with the murder, they said they charged Larry because they say that the guy believed that Larry would wanted him to do it, whether Larry didn't tell him to do it.
Wow.
Now go back to what happened to Tupac.
Okay.
Haitian Jack said, I told them to leave Tupac alone. But somebody was trying to do something on my behalf. And that's how Tupac got shot at Quad Studio.
Keep talking, Chief. I got an emergency call. Keep talking, please.
Okay. So when Tupac get shot at Quad Studios, the people that Haitian Jack told not to mess with Tupac is going to get into Haitian Jack's favor. Haitian Jack could have ended up in the same position as Larry Hoover if that law would have been applied to New York. So you had all these different people. You had the case on Jeff Ford. I posted on my page on Facebook. The reporter is going over the case, and she said there is no evidence that Muammar Gaddafi accepted the terrorist plot, and there is no evidence that the El Rukns had committed terrorism or was involved in terrorism. I'm like, how is they going to tell you that outright and then still Jeff Ford locked up still? Right? And when I tell you, look for the repeating MO. If you go to the west side of Chicago and you look up the four corner hustler named Prince Lowe, you will see that he caught on. And instead of arresting him, they just murdered him because they was trying to use the same grenade launcher story to entrap Prince Lowe that they had already used to entrap Jeff Ford and his soldiers in the system so that they can continue to operate on their land without paying no dues. And then a lot of this stuff is them undermining us from doing what we was doing before they came. Because they trying to take control of the territory. They trying to administer a police state. And we going along to get along right now. Majority of us is some go along to get along ass niggas. And we just going with the system because we don't want to make no waves, because we don't want people looking at us saying, look at him, he just one of them angry old Negroes. Malcolm said it best. If you're not an angry black man in America, you are an insane black man in America. But once you understand that part, Tupac said the next most relevant part. After you get done being angry, then what? See, because it got to be something after that. The anger is to move you to action. But when you get ready to move to action, the anger can blind you if you can't see through it. Right? So we don't pay attention to everything that's around us that we're dealing with. And because we used to the system we grew up in, that don't make it our system and it don't make it the right system for us. Everything okay?
I'll
Mhm.
talk to you later about it.
Yeah. So we do got a lot of different stuff going on. The the new financial system should be coming online tomorrow. I think they said the second.
Mm, okay.
But they got to crash the dollar, right? So they already got the Federal Reserve is under federal investigation by the military.
And I saw a video of what's his name, Jerome Powell, actually admitting that the dollar is now going to be under the jurisdiction of the United States Treasury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They done that at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Right? And the United States Treasury not in D.C.
Mm,
anymore. It has moved to a little a res right outside of Reno, Nevada.
okay. They've been talking about Reno actually for a few years. It just kind of made me feel like something was going on. They were having secret meetings in Reno under Trump's first administration. People were
And
reporting.
Raven Rock not far from there. Raven Rock, Colorado.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
that's the continuity of government offices. That's where the transfer of power is being rolled out in Raven Rock, Colorado.
Hmm. The transfer of power from the United States Incorporated to whom?
To the tribes.
Hey, I can
Look,
dig it.
this our shit. We can't. It's our shit. They not giving us nothing. That's why everybody keep confusing. They not giving us nothing.
Come
We
on, T.
taking it back,
Mm.
and that's why I had to go back to before to 1491 with the oral tradition.
Speaking of taking stuff back, one of the things that I've been dealing with some of the foreign men that are here is they'll be really nice to me, like like doing business, landlords, and all that. But when they see my sons, they attack my sons, or they'll try to
You
try
know they
to.
taught that before they come over here. They taught that they literally taught that our women is more appreciative of foreigners than their own men. They taught that. They taught that we would rather spend our money with everybody else but our own people. They everybody that come over here, the Arabs told it to me, the Koreans told it to me, the Vietnamese told it to me, the Africans, various European groups tell us the same thing. They put businesses in our stores. Why do we have all of these what they call them people? Not Romanian, they Albanian.
Albanian. Yes,
Are
it's the Albanians. We have thousands of them here in Jacksonville, and I heard they're all related. That's what I
and then
heard.
you got another group called Armenians.
Mm,
Now, if you look at their culture, it almost can mirror Arab culture, but from a Christian perspective. Everything is tight knit to the family. The senior son get the first business. Then he take on once his business take off, he had to save the money up to get the second son a business,
mm,
right? And by the time they get to the fifth son, he got four brothers over him that's helping him with his business,
hmm
right? But they tell us that all the time, right? They tell us that they don't like us around their women, but when they came over here, it's okay for them to be around our women.
hmm hmm
And they women don't too much violate that on the majority. You got exceptions to the rule
mm.
because some women just like what they like, right? And they don't care what their family say. But most of them, gonna go along with the family custom and marry with the arranged marriage. Arranged marriages is for reasons, for political connections,
Mm.
financial advancement. We got
Oh,
away from that. That's that romantic love. Romantic love is based on homosexual relationships.
ooh, okay.
Anytime you hear the word romance, it's talking about gay.
Roman. Okay.
It's hardwired into Rome. You know, believe me, just go walk down the streets in Rome and see all of them Phallus symbols they got everywhere.
Mhm.
Them priests standing up there with little boys holding their bread bun. Come on, man.
Mhm.
It's just ridiculous. If you don't recognize what's being done, somebody got to tell you. But once you hear it, you can't unhear it.
Mhm.
Once you recognize it, you can't unrecognize it. It's etched into your mind now. And sometimes somebody just have to point the obvious out to you because it was hidden in plain sight.
So they are told when they come over here to, are they told to like to lay with the women and not deal with the men? What are they told?
They told them that the men was hostile and we had no self control. We have no focus, no
Bam.
direction. We don't understand the concept of family. And
Mm.
they told us that the women is just loose. Like if you're a foreigner, you can just walk right into her bedroom and she won't resist.
This is crazy. This
That's what they teach foreigners when they coming over here. They've been
and
teaching it the whole time.
that's what I experienced. Like, as long as it's just me around, oh, it's just, oh, Kia, you're such a nice lady. And I had to kind of guard myself because they just show up, because they're everywhere. They run the businesses, they run the homes you live in, you know what I'm saying? But as soon as they see one of my sons around, all of a sudden it's a problem,
The
you
energy
know.
shift.
The
They,
energy.
they,
And they start trying to attack my sons. I'm like, you don't want to do that because you're gonna run up on a soldier. You want, and you don't, you know what I'm saying? But it's crazy the way they violate.
for some reason, they don't play with me. I didn't talk to all of them. Africans, Arabs, Chaldeans, Hindus, Japanese, all types of Europeans. For some reason,
Some the European men.
yes, yep. For some reason, no, they don't give me no shit. Now, when I was a little boy, I got shit from everybody. It didn't matter what they looked like. They was gonna give me some shit.
Mm.
You know.
1 second, please.
Yeah. But though I don't have issues with people based on racism or political oppression, like people don't push that agenda in my direction.
Mm.
Normally, because I normally just don't say nothing until I understand what I'm dealing with. By that time, they be so paranoid of the silence that they tell me everything.
Paranoid of the silence.
And they tell it all. That's why I told you when I was little, there was old white dude down the street from us here. I don't know why you niggers mad at us. It was your own people that did it to you. And I thought that was a racist cop out, right? I didn't know they was telling me the truth.
Mhm.
It wasn't my people. It was some people that looked like my people that did it to us.
Yes.
And they couldn't tell us apart. So they
Mm.
isolated us together and make us fight it out while we try to figure out who we is.
Mm.
And the only way to keep us out is to judge us by hair texture and skin color. If you black, step back. Brown, stick around. If you white, you all right.
I remember that.
The brown paper bag club.
Yes.
See, that was Dubois. Dubois was he was a French Huguenot. I just found that out. I
Mm.
found that out from Gaddy Green.
Okay.
I said I never knew he was a Huguenot. And then it made so much sense why he was beefing with Garvey and Booker T.
Mm.
Booker T was a native. Garvey was a native Jamaican.
Right.
And Dubois as because that's who he was invaded by. The French Revolution was kicking the Huguenots out.
Okay.
And the Spanish Inquisition was kicking the Spanish Moors out, the Moriscos. They got together in Al Maghrib, which is Northwest Africa. At this time, there is no country called Morocco.
Mm.
It's easy to look up. It's not hard to look up.
Okay.
The Moroccan flag at this time is plain red. That's it. But it wasn't the Morocco country. It was actually the flag for the city of Fez, which goes back to the old Ottoman incursion into North Africa. Right? Our Moorish suffixes, El, Bay, and Day, are a ranking system of Ottomans.
Okay.
So when you're really looking into the more sciences, you're going to know if you ask one question, what side they on, but how mad they get if you ask where's the flag of the Bays. The ones in the know, that's the worst thing you could ask them.
Okay.
That's like asking them if their mama was a prostitute.
Oh.
That's how offensive it is to them.
Okay.
But if you want to know what it looked like, it's a book called A Scramble for Africa that describes the flag of the Bays. You can only have a Bay as a governor of a province if 10 days make up his council. The days govern a deacon of the territory of the Bay. A deacon is a 1/10 section. In the structure is round table structure. But the person that sits in the middle of the round table is the Bey. He is the governor. And he has 10 days seated around him that makes up his dominion. And so he flies his flag under the law of the flag, the international law of the flag, as an Ottoman, Byzantine king. Then the term El was the ones in the Ottoman Empire that was writing the law.
Okay.
The Alis came from the Arab culture. And they was the ones in modern Arabia, they call them sheikhs. Right? They would have carried the title of Ali. They are the ones at the highest council that okays the doctrine or the protocol of war or the function of city government, but it all had to be approved by the Alis. The L's put it together, the Alis put it out there as the law, the Bays pass it to the Days to enforce it.
Okay.
Under modern Moorish science, most of the Moors have no idea of what I just told you.
Okay.
They don't know nothing about no flag of the Bays. They don't know that the flag that Morocco currently today fly is not a Moroccan flag, it's a Noble Drew Ali flag.
Whoa. Okay.
The Noble Drew Ali flag was adopted to subvert the people of this land. And this is why they keep saying we in Northwest Africa.
Oh.
See, it was misdirection. It was a sleight of hand trick.
The Noble Drew Ali doctrine.
The flag that the country of Morocco have today, they did not have that flag before Noble Drew Ali introduced it to the world.
Okay. Okay.
Once he introduced that flag, the red flag with the green 5-point star. Most people don't know. Look up the red flag with the green 6-point star. Because that's older in the Moroccan country. It was before the 5-point star.
Okay.
Right? Now, it's another flag before that that's just plain red.
Wow.
And that was the flag of Al Maghrib. And it was derived from the city of Fez. But we don't know the history of the flags.
No. Now, what does that have to do with us? Like, sometimes I wonder, when I was growing, I heard later when I was growing up, about the Moors, we were the Moors. But before, all I ever heard about was about the tribe, which tribe I came from.
Right, because Moor was the term that they put the 32-degree Scottish Rite Freemasons whose Fez is in the Fez Memorial.
Yes.
Those actual people, we know we're going to be reincarnated. The people, then they were pitted against the ones that's on the mural from Carlos V or King Charles V, okay. The Aztec king or the Inca kings, which is the old Mississippians. We had to find each other in a scramble up of humanity. That's why Tupac he was globetrotting from like 16, 17 years old. He had to go meet different people that was going to be the chief so he could see which chief they was. Right? And that's why I had to tell you so many different people. Old Dirty Bastard, Shinnecock Chief. LL Cool J is the Shinnecock Chief. Flavor Flav is the Shinnecock Chief. Half of the Wu-Tang is from the five family federation of tribes out of the New York area. Most of the Wu-Tang clan was all chiefs. Raekwon was a chief. RZA, Jizza, Killer Priest. They are tribal chiefs from the land, and they formed those groups to show the federation that they had back in the past. And when a chief from the past is looking at it in the present, he can find us easy. You can find us easy. All you got to do, if I want to find Chief Zolo, listen for the nigga talking about dogs and barking.
Okay.
Oh, you talking about DMX? Yeah. That's it. If you want to find Crazy Horse, all you got to listen to the one that everybody think they're crazy, but they're telling you more truth than everybody else. Look, Method Man is a stand-up dude, but some of the stuff Old Dirty said make him didn't want to sit by it. Like he was in the hot seat. Because ODB got to tell you way more stuff. That's why he was saying they trying to kill me. They said, who? He say Bush and them niggas. You go find it. He's telling you what I just posted this because people kept asking me for the receipt, so I just went on and posted on my Instagram page where he was explaining the song "Shame on a." We're trying to run game on it, and he was telling us, right? But the rest of the Wu-Tang know how this government is, so they don't want him to go and say too much too fast and put everybody in danger. Then they can't get all of the messages out. Right? So we use, that's Mississippian culture, by the way. That's the Delta Blues. Using the music to carry the message into the future.
I see.
You remember what the OJs were singing in the 70s? There is a message in our music.
Wow.
They was telling us, programming that generation of the youth that's hearing their parents' favorite songs playing, they not really paying attention to the song, so it's going straight to the subconscious.
And what about Orlando Brown? Sister Janine said Orlando Brown is one as well.
I don't know enough about him.
Okay.
But he be using Crazy Horse energy sometimes, and sometimes he use like another energy, but I'm not really sure about who he is. I haven't did my investigation into him. Okay. But normally, like Kanye,
yeah,
Kanye be telling the truth, but he's doing it in the Crazy Horse frequency. So when we be saying Ye is right, that's because he's telling you the truth. He ain't lying. The problem is he crazy. He's batshit crazy. That's perfect execution of Crazy Horse energy. Right? Remember, they didn't used to want Kanye to rap. They just wanted him to make beats, but you couldn't shut him up.
Okay.
He had to be his own person. That's how he is. We can only stay in somebody else's house until we learn to stand on our own. And then we don't want to be in your house no more. We thank you for it. Appreciate the time you let me sleep on your couch. I don't mind. I'm glad that I had somewhere to sleep. Even though I was in your living room under the table, I don't care. But now I got my own.
Right.
If you need me, holler. I'm here for you.
And the family here in the chat, they are going ham. They are really enjoying you, Chief. Family, in order to express your gratitude, we thank you so much for saying you appreciate him. I would ask that you also send him a donation, please. He's not asking for this. I'm asking for it. If you could send our chief a donation via Cash App at $SikApe, $SikAPE, or if you don't have Cash App and you desire to support our chief by PayPal, you can find him at SikApe01, SikAPE01. Now, I came from a church background. First, I grew up Muslim under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And then, by the way, I appreciate all the things I learned under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, how women ought to behave, how you're supposed to be respectful. We were taught a marriage culture, all that, eat to live. And then my mom transitioned into church. And we were taught that tribal leaders, community leaders that spend their time giving truth or liberating the people, they should be taken care of. And that's why I believe in supporting, people that come, especially you, come on. So I hope this is okay with you, but I would ask that our soul tribe, if they can, bless our chief with a Cash App, $SikAPE or PayPal. And I'll put it in the chat as well. All right, Chief, back in your hands.
In our culture, the priest never had to ask for a donation. That we didn't have to solicit because the people knew who we was, and they knew that we was working for the universe, and they knew that reciprocity and gratitude, right? Reciprocity cycles the energy. Gratitude expand the bandwidth. There's so many people that's ungrateful. If a person gave me remember them milk dud lollipops we used to get at the doctors?
Yes.
And it won't be no different as if they gave me a Cadillac. I'm gonna be the same amount of grateful. Is that everybody can't give you the same thing, because everybody means is not the same.
That's right.
So whatever somebody sends you, that's opening up the cycle in the energy. Reciprocity. And widening the bandwidth is my gratitude. So when it comes back, it can expand.
Absolutely. Chief, I have a question for you. You said earlier that we taking our stuff back. What is Donald Trump's role in this? I guess sometimes I get some backlash. Like, why are you supporting this white dude? He's not doing anything for us. And I'm like, I'm looking at all the stuff he's doing for us. I'm grateful. But so what is his role in all of this, returning things back over to us?
He is literally our own personal buck dancing cracker.
Okay.
I can't say it no other way.
Okay.
They try to do everything else to make him out to be other than what he is. Okay, well, all that's good. But as long as we getting it all back, they can say what they want to say about him. I don't care nothing about him one way or the other.
Okay.
I'm not into politics. I be watching. Only reason I watch him, because every time I read the sign say something supposed to be done, I look up, he's signing the paper to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how in the hell is he matching the frequency this to the letter? Right? Remember, I came, one of the first shows we did together, I said the BRICS nations was damning the dollar to die at home.
Yeah.
Now they got the dollar damn back to America. They got to switch to, if they don't switch to a substantive back currency in place of the fiat, it'll totally collapse the system to an irreparable medium. It'll be in a state that it won't be able to fix it. But if they switch it to a substance-backed system, and then you turn it into a feedback loop where you're giving the people wealth instead of taking people's wealth.
Yes.
Then all of that, the energy that they stole from us, they sending it back. So See, you gotta remember, we have mineral rights under the UNDRIP and under the American Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People. Both of them is stating that if we know who we are, we have territorial rights, land rights, and we have mineral rights. Tribal traditions say anything approximately 3 feet or deeper under the earth has to be broke up with the local community where it was extracted from before it can benefit anybody outside the community.
Mm.
The mining companies sent from foreign nations was taking our wealth, or came over to take our wealth. So the condition is called the warlock. Under the warlock, they can't take our wealth. So the second thing they can do, because Big Mama closed our bank, that's the warlock.
Mm.
Once Big Mama closed her bank, now they can't use God's money. They have to make man's money.
Mm.
In order to play their monopoly game, they need monopoly credits.
Okay.
So they give you what's called a fiat. It's not backed by the wealth, but we're using the illusion of it being backed by the wealth in order to generate the potential for it to have value.
But Chief, I was just looking this up just this morning. Who were the CEOs of certain mining companies? None of them look like us.
No. But just because they're the CEO don't mean they're the stakeholder.
Okay.
It's a lot of tribes that have stake in major corporations that we don't even know about.
Okay.
They're anonymous stakeholders.
Okay. Mm.
So the stakeholders got the final say if the executive board, CEO, president, vice president, CFO, if they're not doing their job, they can get fired.
Okay. Okay.
Think about that. Who is firing if he's the CEO?
Right.
Now remember, Trump just put a arrest warrant out and arrested the chairman of the Fed.
Okay.
Who's going to replace him as the CEO?
Right.
You got to remember, Alan Greenspan had that position for a ridiculous amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
But right in the 90s, he seen something coming. He was like, I'm out of here. Right. I think they had Alan Greenspan all the way up to like 2002, somewhere around up in there.
Okay.
Early 2000. Yeah, but they come over and adjust the interest rate. Every time they adjust the interest rate, they're adjusting how much money they're stealing.
Oh, wow.
It's fractional reserve banking. If you don't know how fractional reserve banking works, you won't know how the theft of the wealth of the people is being stolen. This is why they got you taking taxes on one side and inflation on the other side. And you left with the crumbs in the middle. Every time they raise the interest rate, it decreases the value of the currency. Every time the value of the currency decreases, people have to raise the price of the product. I remember a loaf of bread was a quarter.
Yeah.
People were like, a loaf of bread for a quarter? Bread, $4 a loaf now.
Or more. Yeah.
And not only was it a quarter, if you went to the bakery, you got it for 15 cents and it was fresh.
It was fresh. Yes, sir. Warm.
Now they got to chemically keep it fresh.
Yeah.
With stuff that's toxic to the body in order to sell the product on the shelf for 30 days.
Now, did I understand you correctly? I'm almost sure I did hear you say that the financial system is turning over tomorrow.
Supposed to.
Supposed to the gold back system.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, we do know that states have already reclaimed silver and gold as money. They're issuing out gold backs now.
That was announced at the what's the financial meeting they just had over in Switzerland?
Davos?
Yeah, in Davos. They were talking about it at Davos.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And after they got done at Davos, I'm gonna show you this. because you might want to share it.
Hit the like button as you come in, family. I see we almost have 1,500 people in the chat, and there's probably more that I cannot see. Thank you so much for supporting our Chief Pontiac, also known as Chief Rod Hayes. Thank you for your questions. We see you asking the questions in the chat. We'll get to your questions shortly. For those of you that are sending him a Cash App blessing, thank you so much. His Cash App is $SikApe, SikaPe. Thank you. And those who are sending him PayPal, thank you so much at SikApe01. Oh, I see you sending me something right now.
I sent you 3 little clips.
Okay.
And then one of them over 15 seconds, or one of them is 30 seconds.
Okay. Let me see. I'm going to send it over to my email. Yeah. And while I do this, Chief, can you, this is about the, okay, you send me something about the money system?
Mm-hmm.
Can you briefly explain if you have any idea what's going on with Trump saying he's going to have a golden dome?
It's a military defense system, but it's already there. Do you remember he went back to, we've been talking about this for this many years.
Okay.
It was under Ronald Reagan, it was called Operation Star Wars.
I remember hearing about that, Operation Star Wars.
Right. Okay. It was a satellite defense system to defend us against foreign and domestic enemies and extraterrestrial threats.
Oh.
And you gotta remember, in Greenland, there is a very critical ancient site. It's like the pineal gland, Turtle Island.
Okay.
It's kind of like a Stargate.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's right there in Antarctica. I mean, in Greenland. It's always been there. It's nothing new. Some people refer to it as the Black Rock, but the Black Rock is actually in Alaska, the Black Pyramid of Alaska.
Okay. Because some people felt a little uncomfortable about there being any type of dome, although I feel like there's a dome already.
It's already there.
Okay.
All he's trying to do is, okay, if you look at everything he's addressing, is what they call in the Western Hemisphere. The Western Hemisphere was the last incursion of the people who was trying to conquer the world. So we was the last ones. So we was the ones that got to finish the fight. Right? So now, in order for us to get it all back, this is why he told them, just because you landed a ship there 500 years ago, don't mean you own it.
Right.
Just because you crashed your Plymouth, your Mayflower in the harbor outside D.C., don't make you own America.
Ooh, come on.
They came over here and pretended to be in need and struggling and played on our sympathy. And I don't got none for them. That was my mom and them. My mom and them had sympathy. I don't got no sympathy for them because I know what their agenda is. So go.
Woo.
I don't care if they leave the planet. Get the hell out of here. They go wherever they want to go. They just got to leave here. And a lot of them look like us. And a lot of them that's going to stay don't look like us.
Okay. Now, how would they know? Go ahead.
They know who everybody is. They've been tracking everybody. That's why people be feeling like they getting gang stalked, because they being watched.
See.
You somebody important and they watching your ass. COINTELPRO don't work if they don't know who we are. They watching us come in from birth charts.
I remember the old people used to say, don't tell everybody your birthday. I remember that, or your sign.
Yep. Because they watching us come in on specific days, and certain ones of us, certain birthdays, when like Chicago area, the COINTELPRO papers, when they came out, had 450 names of, back then they was kids. That was potential threats.
Wow.
But you got to know what kind of threat they was. According to the COINTELPRO papers, their mission was to stop the rise of any potential messiah who
I,
could incite the masses and unify the black nationalist groups. That's what it say. And they got 400 kids on here. How they know what? How they know where to find these kids? How do they know to have Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford, Mickey Caldwell, Benny Lee? Well, they babies, 14, 12, 13, 15. They watching them in elementary. They know their birthday and they're watching them in elementary from kindergarten on. They know that one ain't right there ain't like the rest of these. He gonna be stand up. The only thing they can do is to distract the standout with an alternative to warfare. So they oversaturate them with arts and entertainment, with sports.
Yeah.
You put the Warriors in athletics so that you can give them an outlet for their warring rage. We've been through that. That's how the tribes used to maintain peace among tribes by competitions.
Okay.
Right? Unlike the Romans where they was having naked wrestling contests, we was over here having ball games, board games, right? Gymnastic type stuff. Our babies still do it. I got little cousins teach themselves how to, they don't even call it gymnastics, they call it flipping. Hey, Uncle Rod, watch me flip. What kind of flipping you gonna do? I'm gonna do a flip flop. No. What the hell is that? Just watch. And then when they look at their little friends, little cousins be when they start flipping, they be like, "Look at him, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. No, flip flop, no." They like, "What the hell?" But that's them. That's our culture. Been in our culture ever since we've been here. We're not gonna never stop being us. Don't care how many legislations they institute. I don't care how many organizations they establish to try to train us to be other than ourselves. What religion they bring us next? Because we got one rule: either make it your own or leave it alone. That's why Elijah Muhammad, Nation of Islam, Islamic doctrine don't look like Sunni Islam, Islamic doctrine. He's not trying to be an Arab over here. He's trying to teach and remind y'all the structure of tribes.
Okay.
Right? The tribes got a function, a purpose. We all work together, but we don't all do the same thing all the time the same way. Because we understand that everybody ain't supposed to fight the war the same way. You can't win. They just didn't have an answer for me in my weird perception, how I see stuff.
Chief, I tried to download these videos when I went to my, I'm looking at them now, when I went to my email, and what does it say? It says you need a new code. Checking code availability. You need a new code to play this item. Codes help the apps read and play different files. And all three of them do that. So I'm trying to, and they're saying in order to get a new code, I have to pay. I can hear it. I can hear the video, but I can't see it. Do you want me to?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
But back 7 days ago, Trump posted government shutdown in 5 days. S&P 500 daily chart for January the 31st. And then it saw the S&P 500 plummet.
Is that on your page? Chief? Because if I can bring it up if it's on your page.
It was in my story. I don't think I posted it on my page.
Okay.
But there's some stuff on my page about the financial reset and all that.
Okay. Family, if you're interested in following Chief Rod Hayes, you can look him up on Facebook. I'll put this in the chat for you. just as simply as Rod Hayes, his name. And I'm on his page right now, looking to see which one of these posts we desire to bring up. There's something about Vladimir Putin. Let me see if I can find something about the financial reset. Uh, I like this. We coming back. Come on. Yes, sir. The ancient ones. That's what Empress Verdiasi called us, the ancient ones.
Because we always been here.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't have nothing recent on there in the last
Okay.
24
Okay.
hours because
You've been
yeah.
busy posting here. Oh, and here's something you guys says EBS. Somebody, John Johnson, critical great awakening updates on the EBS blackout, Nasara, and med beds. Woo wee. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because they did release the med beds.
Okay. Showed me, somebody sent me an inbox of med beds, and they didn't look like they were free. They had prices on them. People are saying they're going to be released free. Maybe they're not free initially, but okay, so they're here. I have a friend who gives me my products, my black seed oil, who told me he has a med bed, and he said he's going to, you know, introduce it to the soul tribe, or to the people, as soon as he gets it set up.
You know, a lot of
Okay.
people think that the hyperbaric chamber is a med bed. That's not the same thing.
That's not it. Okay.
Mm-mm. The med
Mm.
bed is a frequency machine made from Atlantean technology, and it
Mm.
interfaces with your DNA. The real med bed, it interfaces with your DNA, and it goes over your whole life, and wherever your health, it's going to break it down into mental health, spiritual health, and physical health. If the place where you was at your best physical condition wasn't where you was at your best mental condition, it's going to align those. So it might turn your body back to 40, but it might turn your mind back to 55.
Oh,
But then it might turn your spiritual self back to 6, because that was when you was at your spiritual peak.
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
a frequency machine. It's just designed to read your base DNA program and
Mm-hmm.
optimize everything. It's like fixing the computer on a car. Your car
Okay.
running like crap, though none of the sensors read right. But as soon as you fix the glitch in the computer itself, you clear up all of those other problems.
Mm.
We used to deal with the body as a regular engine. We didn't realize that the body was really an engine with a computer module that monitor all kind of sensors we call chakras. And each sensor is supposed to relay certain information to the whole of the organism.
Mm.
When you're doing this process, understanding how it works is called epigenetics.
Epigenetics. Okay.
Right? Now, once you understand the epigenetics, and then that's when you start understanding that I'm not really here. I'm somewhere else being projected here.
Mm.
Then it brings to mind that, wait a minute, if I'm somewhere else being projected here, this got to be a holographic universe.
All right now. Okay.
Okay, so now we're talking Michael Talbot. So if it's a holographic universe, you need to see a north to south orbital body that can be synced with the east-west orbital body.
Okay.
In order to project the holographic projection in the minds of everybody experiencing the hologram. The Dark Night satellite goes in the same northwest, at the same degrees as the moon go east to west. The Dark Night satellite go north to south.
Okay.
You got a north-south or a polar orbit. The moon has an equatorial orbit. Together, they give us a holographic projection. So I had I had
Okay.
to play with AI for a minute, and I mean, end up having AI explain how it worked. You want me to
Okay.
send it to you?
Yes. Yeah. If we're not here, where are we?
If we inside of the hologram, there's
Yes.
no explanation for anything that's outside the hologram. Because
Okay.
everything we explain has to be in the hologram to explain it. But when you outside of the hologram, the only thing you concerned with is did you feel while you was here?
Mm. And what is the purpose of being in this hologram?
It's a learning center. Same thing as a airplane simulator, spaceship simulator, boat simulator.
Mm.
It's a training program. It's to
Okay.
teach the God body how to maintain balance in the realm of opposites.
Mm.
And the purpose of that is when you are no longer a physical body human being and you're your own star, you won't have to worry about collapsing into a dwarf or going supernova because you found your balance as a human. So
Mm.
now you can take in and put out energy at a 1-to-1 ratio, zero loss,
Mm.
right? Which is a perpetual energy system.
Mm.
Your entropy don't exist because your entropy is the same as your gain. Your loss is the same as your gain. It's a perpetual balance. So we come into the body as humans, so it don't take trillions of years. It just take the lifespan, a couple lifespans as humans to learn how to maintain the permanent balance. And then you see less supernovas in the universes.
Mm.
See
Okay.
less collapsing to dwarf stars.
Mm.
Because all we are energy.
Yeah.
The greatest expression of energy in any star system is the star at the center.
Okay.
So when we realize that and we say, okay, we are covered from a different zodiac, the ray of light that's coming here from that zodiac
Mm-hmm.
and the stardust it picks up becomes you.
Wow.
That's
Mm.
how they know how to read your zodiac sign.
Let's see. Mm.
Because the energy that comes in by second, minute, hour, day, week, month, year.
Mm.
And then once you realize that, then you can say, oh, this person won't be back for 62,000 years.
Whew.
This one won't be back for 14,000 years.
Mm.
But when they come back, they go be impactful because of the duration that they was gone,
Mm.
right? Those are normally the teachers in the
Because
University Earth.
Shame says that's why they call the world a university, because we're
Yeah,
in school, universe. We're in school.
yeah.
Wow, or a university, university. Oh wow.
That school is a later term, a latter term.
Okay.
It's not an original term for education.
Mm.
University is an older term,
Okay.
right? And if you notice, most people that separate, they don't call them schools no more. They call
Mm.
them universities or centers,
Mm.
right? Because the word school, when you do your etymology on the word school, you don't want to send your child there no way.
Oh. Okay.
Look, school is the English word for a place where you send your children to learn and be educated, right?
Yes.
The root word is shul, Shool, which is a
Mm.
Yiddish word,
Oh yeah.
right? The
Okay.
Yiddish word came from the Hebrew word, which transliterates into English as Sheol, shell.
Okay. Chill. Yeah. Chill.
Shell translates literally directly into English as hell or the abode of darkness, the dismal abyss.
Whoa. Whoa. Thank you. Wow.
So we've been sending our babies to hell all this time and wonder why they act like devils.
And before we started, I was just telling you that I had taken my grandchildren out, and you saw my grandson. He was like, he just didn't like the energy there.
Yeah.
in school.
They know the new generation is coming in now. They know that the way the system is designed to suppress their energy.
Mm.
It's literally to arrest their development, right? It's to retard all of their senses.
Mm.
Now we think the word retarded is a vulgar word. It just means to slow down,
Okay.
right? And they called people retarded because they couldn't keep up with what we call regular people or average people.
Mm-hmm.
So they was referred to as retarded. Then it became a misnomer for people with Down syndrome.
Yes, because when I was younger, they retarded wasn't a bad word. It just meant
Mm-hmm.
that your development was arrested, or like you said, like you were slowed down. But
Yeah.
then through all this rhetoric, through propaganda, became known as something you can't say.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
That's everybody now trying to be politically correct. And I
absolutely.
keep telling them there's no way possible you can be politically correct when the politics fucked up.
Ooh, I know that's right.
You can't be politically correct when the politics is incorrect.
Mm,
And
mm,
everybody that's trying to be politically correct when the politics are politically incorrect, those are agents in the system, whether they know it or don't. Those are
mm.
your Mr. Smiths.
Oh,
They the ones enforcing the codes to keep you asleep. But they don't know it all the time. A lot of the people that's luring people into paperwork, they
mm-hmm.
know it don't really work. Like they tell us it worked.
That's
It only worked for slave catchers. It don't work for people that's slaves. It don't free the slaves. It converts slaves that become aware into slave catchers.
mm,
It's called the paper chain for a reason.
okay.
And it's tying you to what? It's tying you to a ship. Whether it's a relationship called a marriage license, which is a business merger,
Mm,
whether it is a mentorship, which is a relationship, which is a business merger,
mm,
everything is about merging business. That's why everything about money now.
okay.
And that's why we got to get back to the base metals because it takes away the greed.
Mm,
Because the alchemical quality of gold is the great balancer. If I give you a $50 gold piece for a $49 object, don't worry about the dollar. The gold is going to balance the value out.
mm,
It's going to return whatever that other dollar is. It's going to make sure that when my next batch of gold come in,
mm.
I got $10 extra for no reason. It's the nature of gold.
Speaking of
So,
gold, I'm sorry.
yeah, gold is the balancer.
Okay.
The kings were supposed to trade in gold and the queens were supposed to trade in silver. That's why
Mm,
the motherland is the silver line, the fatherland is the gold line.
what? And we're returning back to that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when they got rid of the understanding of the women's position on the planet,
Yeah.
then they say that the silver was the money of the gentleman.
They sure did.
They say
Gold
that the
is.
money of kings.
Mm-hmm.
The gold is the currency of kings, silver is the currency of gentlemen. But really, what it is the the gold comes with coal.
Okay.
The coal is the black stone, the stone the builders rejected.
Mm,
It has to go through the forge in order to come out the other side a diamond. That means that he got to be subject to time, temperature, and pressure to see if he'll break. Coal under time, temperature, and pressure produces a diamond, and this is why you have a diamond on a gold band as a wedding ring, because it shows that the man has been forged from the coal into the diamond.
mm.
I mean, he didn't live through the struggles of life, and now he's so valuable. He's represented as the diamond, and he's allowed to utilize the gold as his currency as he moves through life. right? And then the silver, that's big mama money, is the coal and the gold. The silver is the bartering of the mothers playing bridge in the attic at the bridge club, right? And they making it wheeling and dealing, and they the ones arranging all of the arranged marriages. Man job ain't to get involved in that shit. He got wars to fight. He got resources to develop, right? The women do all of the political wheeling and dealing.
Mm.
That's what the matriarchy did. That's why they don't want the matriarchy.
Okay.
Because the rule standard, the baseline for matriarchy is if you're looking to hire a person for a job, they got to be the best person for the job.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
They can't leave the job until they either train a replacement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they find somebody that's equally or greater competence. You can't hire a person that's less competent than you to replace you.
Okay.
So you got to train them up. So you might start off with a father that's a plumber. But by the time you get to his great-great-grandson, he's a plumber. He tilled a farm. He a carpenter. He know how to go hunting because he done got it all from all of the different people that pass it along to him to enhance his skill set. Under the patriarchy, on the other hand, it's a dick swinging contest.
Okay.
It's bravado.
Mm-hmm.
It's aggression.
Yeah.
It's disregard for other people's condition and situation in order to impose your will upon them. That's not the same as matriarchy. Into the matriarchy, it's two questions asked before we do a major developmental work. How is it going to affect the children and how is it going to affect the earth? That's all the women want to know. Because if it's not going to be harmful to the children or the earth, they're green lighted.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But if it's going to be harmful to either one of them, like, I don't want no parts of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the difference in the mentality of the two systems.
Okay.
In the patriarchy, because the women hold mineral rights, the men can freely trade in the wealth that they don't get from the women.
Mm.
And this is what the fiat system is predicated on. So they come in to impose their will. The matriarchy don't impose their will. They support the will of the collective. It's a foundation versus a capstone.
Okay.
And the smartest thing for the one who wants the capstone to last long is to build a strong foundation by giving it all back. Now you can be the capstone with the all-seeing eye.
And I've heard you say we are returning to the matriarchy.
We have to. That was part of the transfer of power back to the tribes.
Okay.
Matriarchal government. The tribal mothers, so one of these political figures are going to call them to Florida to restore the tribal, they going to tell you it's something tribal. And they're going to ask for the tribal mothers. All tribes send their tribal mothers. So it's going to look like the Million Woman March all over again.
Wow. Okay.
Then whatever one of these military, political, I don't know whose job it is. I don't care. As long as they give it back, I don't care.
You don't care, right?
I don't care who got to do the job, as long as the job get done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I don't focus on what Donald Trump ICE. ICE is on the land, ISIS is on the land. They're telling you. They're telling you in two different ways. The weather is telling you nature. Mother Nature said ICE is on the land. That's the deep freeze. The government said, wait a minute, we got to put ice on the land because ISIS is on the land. That means the great mother is present. The queen of the north.
Are you saying ISIS?
Yeah, from the land of
I
the ice giants.
okay.
It's all codes. Some all Masonic codes.
Let's see.
You remember all of those intelligence groups, CIA, MI5, KGB, I forgot what they call it now, Mossad, whatever it is in China, all over the world, they use Masonic code to relay information in everybody's face. They can use Masonic code and they'll tell you the story of a beautiful young puppy that was rescued by a 2-year-old hanging out the window in a snowstorm. It don't got nothing to do with none of that.
Wow.
But if you know how to read the codes, you'll see the code be in the message. You're like, oh, yeah. And that's why a lot of people be like, oh, he didn't always tell the truth because everything ain't always true.
Mm-hmm.
But just because it ain't true don't mean it don't got some of the truth in it.
Right.
Right. So you have to dig in there and be like, okay, now what do they mean by this stuff? Right. So they use number codes, gematria, and numerology. They use them in tandem. Everybody else keep using gematria, but they need numerology to translate the gematria.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Or you would just be coming up with what's called common figures for certain terms. You don't know what they mean though.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We know that when they come out with a Q flip, right? Or if you see the number 177, that's QG, that's a GQ flip. Gentleman's Quarterly. It's a quarterly flip.
Okay.
It's all in the magazines. Right? The word magazine is a whole code. Let's listen to it.
Magazine. MAGA. Scene.
The magazine is the magazine.
Okay.
So we just gonna name it George for now. It's codes everywhere.
Everywhere.
But what the problem is that most of this shit that's in front of us is old tribal shit reworked into modern society. And if we don't know the old ways, we'll never figure it out.
Okay.
And then I used to get mad because my mama used to keep me up on all these old ass people. When I say old, I'm 6. They like 66.
Okay.
And up. But they was all telling me stuff that became like the foundation to cracking the tribal codes that was being spoken. They was all telling me little different stuff. From my grandfather's friends to my big mama and her friends. I don't understand why I'm the only little 6-7-year-old boy in a room full of old ladies.
Right.
All these ladies are old enough to be my mama's mom. They've been passing me around for the first 6-7 years of my life. I remember being in the blanket and looking up, and all I see is these old ladies looking down at me. I can still remember some of them saying stuff to my mama about, oh, yeah, Shirley, he the one he sure looked like he that one I thought he was gonna be. I don't know what they talk about. I haven't learned to grasp the language as an iron baby, but I remember what they were saying. And some of them old ladies, I thought they was weird because they got to touch certain parts of the body to determine if you defective or not. Some of them used to massage the legs. Some of them would massage the arms. Some of them would rub the back. But they tribe got a different thing to determine if you defective. Everybody tribe don't have the same standard. So you got different big mamas looking for different stuff. Is its feet straight? What the fuck you mean is its feet straight? He can walk. That don't mean his feet straight though. I gotta see if his feet straight. Why does old lady want to know if my feet straight? I don't know. But in the tribe that she come from, it's a title of high ranking nobility to have straight feet.
And that might be why when young people were getting married, sometimes the elders would ask certain questions like, you know, what's this bloodline? Where'd they come from? Let me see you walk. What is it? I don't like the speech. They would just look at little things and, critique you to see if you
Yeah,
were fit for their bloodline.
yeah, because everybody not compatible. Everybody not compatible. Some people not gonna never have no babies together, and they gonna try till they die. They not gonna never be able to do it because they not compatible.
Hmm. That goes back to that whole romantic love you were talking about. We want to get love, married because we're romantically in love, but
Yeah,
you're not
that's
supposed
all.
to be together.
Yeah, that's all an illusion.
Yeah.
Romantic love is it's one stage of union.
Okay.
When you arrange a marriage, romantic love don't come for almost 10 years later. But you been already burnt off the lust demon.
Mm,
You been already then learn how to work together, everything. And then you feel that fire kick in 5, 10 years later.
right.
Because you done burnt all of the BS off.
Hmm.
We living in the BS instead of burning it off now.
Come on, preach.
We living in it. It's the lifestyle now.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, I don't I don't knock nobody for how they live. But I do know this: a lot of them females that sleep around is collecting DNA
Mm,
so she can fix DNA helixes in future children.
okay.
So how else is she gonna do it? Now remember, nature was doing this shit for humans. Was
Mm,
you used to have specific women that was part of the Yoni priestess, and you knew who she was because she got 15 husbands
mm.
in the same house. But they all there for a reason, though. They all learning something.
Yeah.
And she's not going to keep name one of them
Oh.
longer than he need to be kept.
Mm,
But normally, those are the ones with um, lack of discipline, lack of organizational senses, abusive, overly aggressive, and then she used the harem to keep them in line.
mm.
If you look at the domestic violence situation, right?
Yes.
If the average dude in the domestic violence situation, if you put him in a situation where he got to deal with, if you put your hands on this woman, you got 15 dudes you finna fight right now. Not in 5 minutes, right now. He gonna
Mm,
be more cautious about, even if he don't have to be scared. If people think you gotta be scared for it to work, no, you don't have to be scared.
mm.
Right? He might win every time, but by the time he get done winning, he be so tired he gotta lay down for a week. And she got to take care of him.
Oh.
See how that worked?
Mm-hmm.
It was women whose job it was to train those, what they call them, breaking them. I don't call them breaking them, to teach them how to control themselves.
Wow.
Because lack of self control is one of the worst things an adult male can have. If he can't control himself, he can't control his situation.
Mm,
Your self control is directly proportionate to how far you can succeed because it's how far you can hold the reins. If you can't control your temper, you're going to burn your kingdom down sooner or later.
oh, wow.
The fiery temper will definitely burn the king's kingdom down. It ain't a matter of if, it's just a matter of when.
Mm,
Because eventually he going to make the wrong enemy. And
mm.
normally the wrong enemy is the calm, reserved, patient individual that he disrespected and shitted on.
Ooh.
And they just sitting there watching him. And he looked like he doing all his best shining, and he don't know he's lighting his own wick to his own explosive demise.
Mm.
And that's why we used to, if you read Lord Chesterfield letters to his son, when it came time for him to teach his son about women,
Yes.
he sent you to a brothel.
Mm. Okay.
And his instructor was a madam at a brothel.
Okay.
So he sent him to the source of the knowledge.
Interesting.
When it was time for him to learn how to be a statesman,
Mm-hmm.
he sent him to be mentored by an experienced statesman, his father's senior. So it's like your father say, okay, you cool around here. I'm gonna take you over to my uncle's house and I'm gonna see how you do around his people. Right? So it was structured. How do you know who the if it's 150 guys that's the prince? How do you know which one's gonna be the king? Who's gonna put in the most work?
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the one that is the most just to the people? Right? He might be picked by his mama, but it don't mean that the rest of the mamas of the other prince gonna pick him over their own.
Right.
But they got to if they son fucked up and they know it, because if they pick the wrong one, they get kicked out the harem. To be kicked out the harem is to be put out to pasture like an old cow. You isolated from the kingdom. You live in the yurt in the middle of nowhere. It takes people 3 days to get to see you and 3 days to get home from visiting. That's how far in the middle of nowhere you is. And then you learn your lesson. And you never know, you might get your son killed in the process.
Wow.
So they don't want to go through those. The wise ones, they be like, nah, I'm gonna pick the right one. So they pick the prince. He gonna be the king.
Speaking of the king, once the United States Incorporated is completely dismantled, which it probably is already, we're moving. I think I heard you say to the republic, and then after we move to the republic, then to tribal law. Is that how it's going to work?
The republic was ran on tribal law.
Okay.
That's why they took us from under the republic. It was the law of the land. And we call it the common law.
Okay.
Using legalese. It's called the common law or public law. If you go and you look at any legislation, it might be United States Code, this, and this, but it don't really apply if it don't have the public laws derived from.
Okay.
It got to be derived from a public law to be applicable. They call that being constitutionally compatible. Right. The Constitution was only temporary. It wasn't supposed to be a forever document.
Oh. Okay.
The Constitution is 2-part document. We thinking it's one. You can't separate the Constitution from the Declaration of Independence. It is a continuation of the same process. From the Declaration of Independence and in the Constitution, it told you when the government stopped doing the stuff that we told them in these paperwork they're supposed to do. It is your duty, not your motherfucking luxury. It's your duty, your obligation. This is what you have to do. Overthrow the mother. How do you overthrow it?
How?
Country is established on treaty law.
Okay.
They never honored the treaty. I mean, they was operating in fraud. That mean they never intended to honor the treaty. So that mean even the fact that they came to the table under the presumption of good faith in negotiating the treaty, they knew at the time of the treaty that they wasn't going to honor the treaty. And the only way that you can come to this conclusion is if they honored more treaties than they dishonored. When it comes to the tribes, most of us don't have treaties with them anyway.
Okay. Oh, okay.
The Constitution was never supposed to cross the Appalachian Mountains. It had nothing to do with the rest of the country. It had nothing to do with Canada. Canada's not separate from us. I'm like, why would we even think that? They got the same QSIP number. So it's saying, yeah, you can go to GM Hamtramck, but don't go to GM Orion. If I work for GM, I work for fucking GM.
Yes.
You know, but it's just a separate. The lines of demarcation are what they call militarized zones.
Mhm.
If you notice, they don't have states in Canada; they got provinces,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's because a state is a condition.
Hmm.
You got to be in a steady state. People
That's
don't
very
live in steady states; they live in a perpetual state of fluctuation, back and forth. They move around,
right. Right.
right?
Right.
So the state is the militarized zones, and then they build up each militarized zone to its own system.
Hmm. Oh, they're saying people in the comment section saying salute to you, Chief. Mhm. Salute.
Appreciate it.
Well, Chief, do you have any time for questions? I know you've been on for almost 2 hours, and I'm enjoying this. I just don't want to wear your patience, wear you out.
We can take a few questions.
Okay, family, if you have a few questions, please put them in the chat, and I'll look through here see if you have any questions. Also, thank you all for those of you who are supporting our Chief with your time and energy, and also supporting him financially. We appreciate you so much. Those who have asked his Cash App, you want me to put, I will put it back in the chat. It is $SIKAPE, $SikApe, or you can send it to his PayPal. For those of you who don't have Cash App, it's SikApe01, SIKAPE01. So let's see, they're saying teach. What's with the parish like Louisiana? Sister Gwyneth
The,
wants to know.
the parish was French. The county was English.
Hmm.
I remember New Orleans was originally under French occupation. It wasn't under Spanish or English.
Okay.
And so, even though the Spanish on paper was assigned everything west of the Mississippi by the
Hmm.
Pope, they didn't have control. So remember, they recruiting people from various countries: Denmark, Spain, Portugal, France, the British Isles, and I think the Portuguese. They recruited from all these different places people that's being exiled as they coming into um, different companies. What they telling us was colonies, was companies.
Mm.
The Virginia Company, the Jamestown Company,
What?
right? And most of them merged and became part of two major corporations, the Northwest Trading Company and the Virginia Company. He ended up absorbing almost all of the colonial settlement corporations. These was companies. Okay, then the people on the land had already been doing business with each other. We already had confederacies. We already had commonwealths over here. We didn't call them by those names, but that's what the European description for what we was doing became known as. Right? The Constitution is derived from Continental Congress. The Continental Congress was a Cherokee Confederacy, where your Iroquois Confederacy was the ones that was in the South, the Southern one with the Confederate flag, right? So this is the ones that the Gullah Wars was being fought under,
Okay.
right? So they end up recruiting the North corp companies to assist the companies that was trying to get a foothold in the South. Right. So when you go back to Andrew Jackson and you go back to King George settling Georgia, we was coming from north, west. We were going from north to south, west to east to fight the Gullah Wars.
Okay.
Georgia was put up to stop us. They tell us in the history books we was runaway slaves. That's not true.
Okay.
We was already making these incursions in 1863 when so-called slavery was abolished. Most of the Western territory was not settled yet. About 90% of the Western territory was not settled yet by Europe, by America.
Okay.
You had two contingents, right? One of them left, had protectorate treaty agreements made with tribes in the Port of Nola to be the protectorate of everything from the Appalachians to the Rockies, from the Gulf into Canada. It was supposed to make like a funnel up the sides of the mountain to go into Canada and all of Canada. That was the French protectorate treaty. This is why they speak French in Canada right now. Okay. It's like they got two languages, French and English. This is why. So the French settlement, when the Northwest Territory, which is Michigan, Wisconsin, Milwaukee and Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. That was called the Northwest Territory. If you look in the law books today, that's the territory covered by the books called the Northwest Reporter. You get cases from all of those states. That means they never did away with the Northwest Territory.
Okay.
That means they just divided it up. Every time they divide into a smaller portion, that's tighter and tighter military control. In Texas, wide open. The Lone Star State. None of that's coincidence. In their constitution, Texas have the right to cede from the Union and form 5 separate nations if they choose. And the lines of separation is already in the Constitution of the state of Texas. Wow. Right. Alaska is an acquisition from the Russians. The Russians used to send support to the tribes, contrary to popular opinion. They was the only ones that resisted the Europeans' conquest of the Americas in Europe. Nobody else in Europe objected. Everybody had a hand in it. They said Russia was the only ones. That's why when you go to the Bolshevik Revolution, America never stopped funding Russia to today. Okay. Remember, under the communist country, they wasn't making no money. They didn't have capital gains because nobody was allowed to hold wealth. It was all equally distributed. Well, somebody was paying for all that. When you go pull up the almanac from any year, 93, 85, and you look at how much money America is sending as economic aid to Russia, they never stopped sending the money from the time of the Bolshevik Revolution through World War II into the Korean War, Vietnam War, the Cold War. America never stopped funding Russia. Because they're the only ones that gave any support to the tribes. That was not the government's choice. Okay. The government wanted us to hate Russia. That's what the Cold War was.
Sure did.
But they couldn't deny that what we already promised to give Russia for helping us. They still had to pay them. It's just like Israel. America finances Israel. And they finance them so good, they get shit we don't get. Yeah. Say the best for last.
Israel will be last.
BB know we coming.
Who does?
BB.
BB. You have another question, and that is, what is the importance of copper?
Copper is an industrial metal. And if you don't remember, the plumbing used to be made out of copper. The wires is made out of copper and silver.
They used to, and then when the old winos and drug addicts used to run out of money, they would steal the copper piping to resell it because it was so valuable back in the day when I was a kid,
Yeah.
child. Excuse me. Mm.
So platinum group metals. Look into platinum group metals because copper, gold, um, silver, platinum. Those are all platinum group metals. There's some more in there. Iridium.
Platinum
I
group.
don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but it's
Okay.
like 10 metals in the group of platinum group metals. And I believe copper is a soft metal.
Okay.
And it doesn't fall in the platinum group, but it still have um conductive properties that make it good for uses in electrical components.
Mm.
They can replace copper and gold. I mean, they can replace silver and gold in electronics with copper and still be able to produce it. It'll just be a little bit cheaper.
You know, I was talking to my coin dealer, local coin dealer here, and I encourage people to establish a relationship with their local coin dealer. And I asked him, I said to him, I said, you know what? Copper is the new silver. He said, no, copper is the new gold. I was like, what? He said, yes. He said, gold really does, it's not, he said, it's, you can call it valuable. He said, but silver, I would say is more valuable, but copper, he said to me, I would say is the new gold. And that's what you need to be paying attention to. I was like, okay.
And remember, as the penny, the copper used to be the base of the financial system.
Mm,
Just the whole purpose of the penny is.
okay.
So it was more useful to have copper penny. Now I don't know what the hell they make this money out of. Pennies ain't made out of copper no more, and no silver coin is made out of any other silver. And nickels are no longer made out of nickel. And nickel is its own metal. Let that sink in.
So people want to know what's going to happen if they can't afford gold and silver or even
They
maybe.
systems collapse.
Okay.
They systems collapse, but they can't let them totally collapse. So the bailout with the metals is to actually build a foundation. It's like your house has been floating all this time in the air.
Mm.
Now the mechanism, somebody words if said it means something. The mechanism by which the house floated is about to be snatched from under the house. So what do? In order to keep the whole house from crashing, you build a foundation under the house.
Mm.
And then you turn off the support. So when the house do settle, it don't crash. It actually settles on the foundation. The foundation that the economic system is going to land on is the metals: gold, silver, nickel, copper, platinum, tin, aluminum, the metals. Okay, when it fall and land on the metals, the house is now stable.
Mm.
What's going to happen to inflation then? Inflation's going to plummet
Yes, sir.
because inflation is the interest of debt.
Mm.
When there was nothing backing it, the only thing that you can use to keep that house afloat is debt.
Mm.
When you take away the debt and you put substance in its place, that's how you switch out the house. You switch it from the debt-based system to the substance-based system. Once it's sitting on substance, it's a firm foundation, it's less likely to collapse. Like when
So,
they tell us the stock market fell in 1929, it didn't fall.
okay.
They drove that motherfucker off a cliff.
Okay.
What do I mean by that? The richest bankers in America was buying up bonds. They was buying bonds. J.P. Morgan, what's my man, the steel magnate, Andrew Carnegie, what's the other one? The oil tycoon. But they all got together and decided to buy these bonds because the bond was an interest-bearing bond based upon capital gain by government entities. So they had government businesses that the government would use to provide resources to people that they made a profit. Now, the profit, you have to have the profit for a certain, you have to make profit for a certain amount of time in order to pay off the loan. So once the profit, once they demanded the marker on the loan early, before the marker was due, because it's in the contract, pulling in all of these bonds, cashing them in all at once, drives the whole financial system off the cliff. Now, you need a way to give people relief under those conditions, right? And in comes the Federal Reserve to save the day.
I see.
And that's why the founding fathers was terrified of central banks. Big Mama Bank wasn't a central bank. It was a collection of family banks, and everybody was wealthy before the colonizer came. As a matter of fact, when you read colonial accounts of the first colonizer to come, including Columbus, they all tell you that we was filthy rich and that we had no need to try to hold nothing back. We didn't have no need to be greedy with nothing because we gave everybody everything. We ain't need nothing.
Yeah.
That's a different character of person when you are raised with everybody rich than when you raised with half the people poor.
Right.
The character of the people has changed. Wealth bring out your true nature.
Okay.
I'll say make everybody rich today and all the rotten motherfuckers tomorrow chop their head off. Because the money gonna bring out the dirt in your character. You just was waiting on the opportunity. Now you got it. Let's see what you're gonna do with it.
That part.
Right? The wealth will expose you for who you really are. The same as poverty. Poverty will expose who you really are too.
I see.
And that's why they created the middle class so everybody had somewhere to hide.
To hide? Wow.
Yeah. You ain't poor enough to suffer and you ain't rich enough to show your true character.
Ooh. So what's going to happen in this new monetary system? Is everybody going to be wealthy like we're told they are?
Most of us, but there's going to be a problem.
Okay.
But some people, they have to do stuff that's in their bloodline that they're supposed to do to get their wealth, and they're not doing it. So they're going to have to live with somebody until they can figure out how to get their shit. Ain't going to be no jobs. We can get away from that slave shit. Like, if you right now, if you work at GM, Ford, or Chrysler, you better keep that job because that's going to be your permanent, you're going to own that motherfucker.
Oh, come on.
The workers is going to own it. If the workers don't own it, it's not going to be allowed to be here. You're not going to be able to have a foreigner come here build and own something, and while we working there, making them rich over there on the other side of the water.
Thank God. Thank God.
That's violation of matriarchal rule. Right? This is how you get rid of slavery too. Once you get rid of slavery, you can do it. Because everybody's supposed to have a way to earn their keep. Everybody be saying that they're not supposed to spend money on earth. That's not true. You're not paying to live here. You're not paying because you exist. You're paying because you're interacting with other people. That's where the whole financial transactions is coming, for your interaction with other people. You're not paying for your lights, water, and your gas. You're paying for them using the system to get it to you. You're paying for the use of their systems. But you didn't know we owned them. And that's why you pay for the use of them. As soon as you realize you own them, you're like, I'm not going to pay you for my own shit. and we've been
And,
paying them for our own stuff.
and we're tired of it, honestly,
Yeah,
quite frankly. We're tired of it.
from property taxes
Hmm.
to they're not never supposed to tax you on your base income. Meaning that if you derive your livelihood from working a 9 to 5 job, it's not supposed to be taxed.
Mm.
You're only supposed to tax secondary income under the system they was given. Secondary income means you got a job that you work to make your living, but then you're trying to establish a business so you can quit your job. That's a secondary income.
Ah,
Your business can be taxed,
okay.
but your labor can't be taxed.
Mm.
But they act like they didn't hear that because they had to enslave everybody the same. And then they had to turn us against each other so we can keep fighting about who's in charge of the slave.
Mm.
We thought it was the cracker. We didn't know it was some niggas running the show. Hurt my feelings.
And they're not even from here, right? The ones that's running the show.
Yeah, they not. I know they ain't from America.
Right. They're not from America. Here's
And
another question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chief.
I said that's the only thing I'm concerned about. Is they're from America. If they're from over here, they can be hanged over here.
I was about to say the brothers will take care of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why they hadn't. Okay, two more questions. With Trump taking Greenland and the Arctic, does that include Antarctica?
No.
Okay.
Antarctica is its own place. It got people live there. I don't know why y'all keep thinking Antarctica is desolate. Like it got people. I'm not talking about no people that move from Philadelphia to Antarctica. That's not what I'm talking about when I said you got people that live there. Okay. I'm talking about just like they went to Antarctica and went under the ice and found them people. It's the same way they floated over here, ran ashore on Hispaniola and said, look, we discovered America. The same shit. It was people there. Most of them was frozen. And then the other ones was in another part of Antarctica under the ice in a bustling civilization. Wow. They knew about us, but they also knew about the ones we was fighting against, and they didn't want no parts of that shit until they came down there. So when they got down there, you got to remember the first ones down there was America. Admiral Richard Byrd was the first one went down there.
I just read about that. Okay.
Right now, when he went down there, they made negotiations, and they was never supposed to leak any of this material to other nations because wasn't nobody else supposed to go down there. Well, by having the Nazis having the greatest intelligence service at the time, they was the top of the line espionage network. They was able to get hold of the documents from America. And that means they had somebody over here on the inside working with them. But they had to come through a secret society. They didn't go through government channels. Because 90% of what we seen the Third Reich doing, they was acting upon the instructions or the information that they recover from the Thule Society. Then they met. That's why if you look at Heinrich Himmler was running in the Himalayas. He was looking for something. He was looking for what's called the Scrolls of Destiny. The Scrolls of Destiny tell you how to govern the world.
Scrolls of Destiny. Okay.
If you go back to the Sumerian tablets, it talks about Humbaba still in the Scrolls of Destiny. Right? When you get into India, they call them the Scrolls of Government. And it teaches you 9 areas to govern in order to govern mass groups of people. You gotta remember the term husband don't mean a romantic lover. The term husband mean the one who can govern the firm. Yeah. You ain't got no firm, you're not really a husband, you just using the title. Right? The husband is the man of the firm.
Okay.
Right? And that's why they call the wife the helpmate. He supposed to be the labor on the firm. She's his assistant. She's the brain. Pinky in the brain.
Okay.
Right? Pinky the vagina trying to get something across to this stubborn ass brain. The brain ain't figured out yet that he ain't tough as he think he is. Because all these brilliant ass ideas keep failing, and every time this vagina Pinky tell him something, it work. And he keep looking at Pinky like he's a goofy.
Come on.
You just got to know how to read the signs. You got to know how to read. Every man's job is to read his woman. He don't got to do nothing else. Learn how to read your woman.
What do you mean by that? Read your woman.
When some women will say, "Baby, I feel this way. Don't go out." That means if you go out there, your ass might get Swiss cheesed up. But then you got some women that say, "Baby, don't go out there. Something might happen." That means that if you don't take your ass out there, she gonna be at the house nagging you for the rest of the night.
Okay.
The women, there's two different women, two different readings on what telling you the same thing. Every female got an energy. You understand her energy, just like they telling you to learn God. You got to be one with the Lord, right?
Yes.
Let this mind be in you, which was in Christ Jesus. What the fuck is they telling you? When you find out Jesus was Isis, it started to make sense. It's the Sophia, the Ein Sof, the divine intelligence, divine wisdom.
Okay.
The great union is Tahuti and Isis. Tahuti is the wisdom of the man. And Isis is the loving beauty of the woman. They keep getting this stuff twisted. They keep thinking that Isis is some kind of way to subservient to Osiris. Like, she the one brought this nigga back from the dead. What the fuck are you talking about?
Come on.
How powerful do she got to be to resurrect this dead piece of meat? To bring her husband back in order to be able to give him Horus at root. Right? And if you don't understand what's being told in the story, keep looking at it. Sooner or later, it's going to unravel right in your face, and you're going to go, I didn't know that's what that meant. I just dawned on me that this means, yep. Offset, Isis means the throne.
I got to write that down.
Pharaoh means the light of the house, but it's feminine. It's she, the light of the house. Everybody keep thinking the man is the Pharaoh. He's not. They didn't even call him Pharaoh. Pharaoh was not even the term in reference to the man.
Okay.
He was called Ea. Apostrophe A. That's the pharaonic title. Or Naya. That's not, the Pharaoh is the feminine.
Wow.
They know it's feminine, but they keep trying to figure out why they keep calling these men Pharaoh. That's because they don't want you to know that the Pharaoh was the woman, because she was the only one that had heritable rights of the wealth. Go back and look at the wealth of Kemet again, and then you tell me that the women didn't have no power.
Okay.
Because they was the ones who was able to pass the wealth. That's why it was important to marry the prince off at an early age.
Okay.
He had to marry the lady that had the money. He got the birthright to rule, but if he don't marry the Mary, because Mary was the one who sat on the throne, the Pharaoh. If he don't marry the Mary, he can't have the rulership title. Wow. Osiris could never become Heru without the mother overseeing it.
Well, then that would sound like he was marrying an older woman then, no?
No, what it is, okay, so let's go back to the Oedipus complex. Remember the Freudian doctrine of what that means is the woman energetically picks your mate. She's not going to tell you she picked them, though. The mother picks, the queen mother picks the wife of the to-be king.
I love that.
But once he meet her and he agreed with his mother or his father, because his father got on the Blue House got an opportunity just like the Red House.
Okay.
the son gonna have both traits. He gotta have the rulership from the blue house, right? And then he gotta have the blood right from the red house,
Mm,
right?
okay.
Now, whichever one of them that understands him better gonna pick the best woman,
Okay.
right? Like my father don't give a damn what you do as long as the coochie good. He can take all the bitching in the world if the coochie good. I can't take it. I don't want to be around no bitter,
Yeah.
miserable. I don't want that. That's not my life.
Mm-hmm.
My mama understand that about me, but my daddy don't. He think I'm just like him. If the pussy good, he'll like her. No, that don't mean nothing.
Mm.
If my peace is not intact, I can't enjoy the sex.
Yes, sir.
Right. So my mama know that I would rather have the peace over the sex. So she's not gonna pick the same type of female my father gonna pick.
Mm.
But they both will pick one. But only one of them got the mama consent.
Mm.
Only one of them got the signature of the 13 Queen Mother.
Mm.
And she the one got to flip the 68 to the 89.
Okay. One last question, Chief. You on the road today. Let me see if I can get to it. Was Sister Janine's question. Let me see if I can find it. I saw it, Sister Janine, and then here it is. Please explain more about. Okay. She says, Rod Hayes, she's asked this a couple of times. Please explain more about how to get our money. How?
Most of us are not gonna have to do nothing.
Okay.
Because what's gonna happen is everybody gonna start getting government letters, and it's gonna tell you who a particular ancestor was related to you.
What?
A big mama.
Okay.
When you get this letter, it's gonna tell you either report to the depending on the state and the citizens in the state. In Michigan, it'll tell you report to the Small Business Administration and take this letter with you. When you take the letter with you, there's going to be somebody at the Small Business Administration whose job it is to show you your whole shit.
Wow.
But it might be another organization in a different state.
Okay. That's deep. Mm.
They know who we all is. They think you think they was taking the census just to be taking the census and they wasn't using it for nothing. They've been watching every one of us. They know our bloodlines from when they erased us in the 1800s to now. They know who all of us are. All of the ones of us who was original to the land, they know who we are. They got our shit on reserve. And ain't nothing they can do with it but reserve it for us.
And then they're going to give it back.
They got to. Now, who else they going to give it to? They can't give your shit to somebody else.
I love it.
But that's why they gave us all of this. Everything they used to oppress us has been used to liberate us. So the Social Security number that they was using to enslave us, now they finna use it to pay us.
Oh, I'm here for it. I love it.
All they got to do is reverse the payment direction on the account. That's it. The money already there. The national debt is what they owe the tribes. You ever wonder who they owe that money to?
Us, the tribes? Oh.
Yeah, they've been squatting on the land. They had to keep track of what they owe us.
So when we say some people got to go back, they got to get off the land, what if they don't want to go back? And what if they don't know where they're supposed to go back to?
Well, those people will be special cases. The ones who don't want to go back, it depends on how long they've been here. It depends on what their whole family line been doing since they've been here. You can't be a KKK nigga lyncher for 200 of the 400 years, and then at the end of that 200 years of nigga lynching, then the first generation of people that say, well, we ain't gonna need no more nigga lynching. It don't work like that. Okay. But if your family got a track record of trying to get from under it, because there's a lot of these people that we call Caucasians that's been trying to get from under it. And then some of the worst races was passed to this day. In the KKK skinheads and Nazis right now, if they take DNA tests, half of them getting kicked out or killed. because they thought they was good old fashioned white boys. They didn't know they were mud puppies.
Let's.
But serious, they mix. Most of the people that we see whose family line can trace back 100 years over here, they got their drop of blood. We can't kick them out.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that's here, they might not want to go home, but it might be better for them, like Africans.
Yeah.
That's why I tell everybody, if you feel like you want to be part of Africa's liberation, there's no time better than right now to get your ass up and go help them fight for freedom.
Okay.
Because I'm over here helping these tribes, and I'm not stopping till we won. So if you think that can't nobody be free to Africa free, you need to go over there because they liberating the F out of Africa right now.
They sure are.
And then you can't be talking about, I've been with you the whole time, brother, like you going to do us when this shit over with. And no, we know you ain't been with us the whole time because you've been telling us we frauds. And we got the receipts. So you shouldn't have said that shit out your mouth if you didn't know what you was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So all of the one, and then you got some that's agitators that's only there to be an agitator. They're not there to be right or wrong. They just there to be an agitator to make people have conversations about hard topics. They get a pass. Right? But the ones that's been the gaslighters, shade trees, backbiters, we know who they is. And it's a couple of them that I hope that they let me pull the guillotine on them motherfuckers. I want them to line them up. I want to hear the guillotines chop for 20 minutes straight. Chop, 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 chop. And I'm going to pull the first lever to start the concerto. I call it the guillotine concerto. You got two options, Dr. Key. I got 5% on my phone.
Okay. Well, you said I got two options. What's my two options?
If you need me longer, I could charge. I could go find me a charger, but don't make it go cut me off. Okay. Or we can wrap it up.
We can wrap it up, Chief. We can always come back another day.
Yeah. So, I had a blast though sitting and talking to you.
I did too. Family, we thank you all so much. You've been amazing. Thank you for supporting our Chief. Please do send him a cash app at $SikApe, SikApe. And if you don't have cash app, then please, if you would be obliged to send him a PayPal donation to SikApe01. Chief, your final words to the tribe.
I don't got nothing else to say. I'm done.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah. I don't ever get done talking, but I think we said enough.
Okay, and I would love for you to come on if the matriarch has time, Empress, when she's available to come on with her.
Yeah, she was telling me to set something up with you. I keep, I don't know. I'm trying to get off the internet myself, so I've been trying to hire for me to set something up. But
I would love to get off myself, honestly. People keep saying, no, you got work to do. I'm about ready to just, go into the dark and deal with my family.
They don't know the people don't know how bad they want to see me leave the internet, because that means it got so much better.
Oh, okay.
That means struggle over with. When I'm gone from here, that means ain't nothing but good shit coming after that.
Woo-hoo-wee. Okay. Well, they're saying thank you so much. Peace to you, Chief. They love you. This was awesome. And sending heart emojis. Peace to the Chief. All right, Chief. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I want to make sure I get your cash app right. I want to be one of the first to do what I ask everybody else to do. What is that? That's PayPal SikApe01. I think I prefer Cash App. So family, let's start. Let's go ahead and bless our Chief. He's always given us some wonderful information. Taking time away from his family for, donation. I'm going to start it off.
It's going to cut me off, Dr. Kia.
Okay, I love you. I'm going to send you something, okay? Let me know when you get it. All right, okay. Chief. We love you, family. Good night. Have a great night. Rest well. Bye, Chief.
Yeah.
Peace. Thank you so much, Soul Tribe. I'm so grateful that you all joined us. What's you should be going to bed, grandson. My grandson wants me to show you all this bracelet he made me. All right. He hasn't finished it yet. He just threw it together real quick for the show. So yeah, you can say good night.
Good night.
He should be in bed. They're saying good night. Good night. All right, family. I love you so much. Remember to love each other, treat each other well. I hope you enjoyed the show. So many of you are saying that you did. It was a powerful, powerful build. And sometimes people ask me, why do you send people cash apps? Because it's an exchange of energy, and they're taking away, time from family, from work, and spending the time with us. And I just appreciate them sharing their wisdom and their knowledge. So I'm going to get out of here. Good night, family. I love you so much. Rest well. Tomorrow is Monday, February the 2nd. We're hearing that the financial system should switch over officially tomorrow. We'll keep you updated, let you know what's going on. We are in the middle of a partial government shutdown is what they're saying. But we know that the old system in the United States Incorporated has completely collapsed. They just haven't told the world about it yet. So good night, family. I look forward to sharing more information with you tomorrow. Today was February the 1st, a day that they called Freedom Day. So, were we really free? Not really, but in this new reality, this new golden reality, we will be free. So good night, family. I love you so much. Rest well. I'll play some music for the outro. And if you have comments, please keep putting the comments up. I'll scroll them on the screen. I love you. Good night.
Shining wisdom's light, teaching soul tribe how to see through the night. Ancient scriptures and bloodlines she knows, spreading truth wherever she goes. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Through her channel, knowledge flows, breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do.
right. Thank you again, Soul Tribe. Have a wonderful, peaceful night. Rest well, sweet dreams, and we'll talk to you later. See you in the rising. Good night.